5-minute penalty to Chicago, a game misconduct, and then Manson having words with Steven. And now Butcher gets into it. We're going to have a brawl, folks. Stand by.
What's up, everybody? Tyler Cash here. It is another episode of Fourth Line Goon Hockey Podcast. Hanging out, enjoying a nice spooky beverage for once. I have some sort of blueberry jam cider. I would not recommend it. It's all sugar and it's hurting my old 35-year-old gut, but I'm going to chug it. How are you doing, Tommy?
Doing good. Nowhere near that level of excitement. It
tastes like red wine.
Excitement. Maybe not
it tastes
excitement.
Like red wine. Yeah, I'm going to see Terrifier 2 in the theater tonight, which is like that psycho clown B movie. Yeah. And it did so well, so we're going to go see it in the theater. Nice. Yeah, getting festive a little bit. How about you? Have you got any pumpkins? You carved any pumpkins? Done anything Halloween-esque?
You've seen my pumpkins that have been painted.
No, I haven't actually. Can we talk about them?
What do you mean? You're on your phone.
They're the background of my phone. No, I'm just kidding. It's great. Fall is an awesome time of year to indulge in all things spooky. We watched Halloween Ends last night, which a lot of people are shitting on. I didn't think it was that bad. Honestly, I thought it was fun. Maybe my expectations are low. But I had a good time.
Is it finally over though?
I can't spoil anything, but let's just say like it's almost like a joke how they end it.
Yeah. Because
it's definitely over. Like there's no way. They might as well have just launched him to the moon because he's not coming back. I will spoil that much because you should understand that, but I thought it was a great ending to this little trilogy that they did. Which, by the way, did you know that Danny McBride wrote all these movies? The actor from Eastbound and Down and This Is the End. Yeah, he produced and wrote these movies, which is just
never would have thought.
Crazy, right? I don't know. It's fun. We bought some pumpkins. We went to the pumpkin farm, if you will, or whatever you call them, the orchard, and picked some pumpkins and just getting in the spirit a little bit, enjoying some hockey. 3-0, not a big deal. Act like I wasn't going to bring that up. Great start to the season for the Vegas Golden Knights, that's for sure. Went to the home opener. That was very boring. 1-0 victory over the Chicago Blackhawks. If you go back and listen to our last episode, I think it was our last episode, I was excited about a massacre, is what I said.
Yeah.
And instead,
far from it.
It ended up being like one of the most boring hockey games I've ever watched. Love to see it though. Paul Cotter just roofed it. Youngin, he cracked the lineup out of camp. I have a soft spot for the guys that, you don't expect to do big things, and he's just doing great things. Obviously, a shutout from Logan Thompson. Also not a big deal. Just want to throw that out there. But
it's the AHL team, Blackhawks, playing on back-to-back nights. Not too difficult, right?
Yeah, it was fun, man. It was great. They really upped the production this year. It's just great. Hockey's back. Fall is in season. I'm happy.
I feel that 100%. Well, let's get into it. It's been pretty much every team's played 2 or 3 games, 4 for some, with the exception of the Blues, who have only played 1 fucking game into the season, which blows my mind still. I lost in Winnipeg. Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, jumping into things here, I mean, we can start with, I think, early surprises. I feel like at this point, like, is there anything where you're like, like, didn't expect that, versus I kind of saw that coming, I guess. I mean, I think for you, your sweetheart Ottawa Senators off to an 0-2 start there.
And the Devils.
Yeah,
the Devils look like hot garbage too.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got the Flyers, who are 2-0 with Tortorella. So I mean, there's some stuff that I'm like, there's no way in hell these teams are making playoffs, and they're 2 games in. I think that still holds true for me. But I mean, the Flyers, for what it's worth, I mean, they played 2 games. They haven't been the most amazing opponents, but they handily beat the Devils. They beat the Canucks in regulation. I mean, they're gonna get a test here. I think tomorrow or the next day. I think they play the Lightning. So I mean, Tortorella's got something going. Maybe that's his whole MO of like, I'm not gonna say a goddamn single good thing about this team all season, and they're just gonna shove it in my face. I'm gonna play good hockey. I don't know, but it's early, but it's working so far. So they got that.
I'm not going to read too much into it. Obviously, Vegas, number one in the entire league, not a big deal really, but they beat the Seattle Kraken, and that was a shit show. That was a massacre that we were waiting for. 5-2. Martin Jones is just Swiss cheese in there. It's insane to me that they didn't start Grubauer anyways. Like, what a message to send to him. Like, yo, it's your home opener, and we don't believe in you as our starter, so you're literally going to ride the bench while Martin Jones takes the net and just fucking looks like a clown. So I'm not going to read too much into it, but I will point out something positive that you and I both agreed on, and that is the Boston Bruins doing kind of okay. They're 2-0 right now. End of the first period against the Florida Panthers, and they're holding their own.
Wow.
1-0. Jacob DeBrusk back in the lineup after being injured. He's on that top line with Pasta and Taylor Hall. I mean, they got studs. I mean, they're capable of holding up without Marchand and without McAvoy, and we're seeing it right now.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean, it's almost like what Krejci coming back in is helping alleviate those concerns, not having Marchand for pretty much the whole season, at least short term. So that's obviously good to see for Bruin fans. But yeah, I mean that, and then not to toot my own horn either, but hey, Detroit's 2-0 to start their season. Husso with a shutout to start the year. I mean, what more do you want? And then I mean, you got
hold on. Before we move on though, I do want to add that Pavel Zacha, that was part of that trade for Eric Haula when he went to the Bruins, and I think Eric Haula went to New Jersey. 3 points in 2 games, a goal and 2 assists, and he's probably like third line banger, which is just crazy. It's just insane. Like, if you have a well-rounded team and depth, anything can happen. So we're seeing it, with right now. I mean, like, I'm not a huge Bruins fan per se, but I think it's cool that you can see these younger guys kind of step up into that role. Sorry, you can go on. You can move on to what you're talking about.
You're good. I was gonna say, I think the one that I think we both agreed on too, but it's kind of sad to see. I mean, San Jose goes to Europe, gets spanked by Nashville twice, and then they come back and they've lost 2 more on top of that to the Blackhawks, mind you, and then they had to face the Hurricanes too. So 0-4 to start the year for Sharks fans. I don't think anyone expected anything out of them anyway. You're
Very
loving
nice.
it. Yeah, you're loving it.
I got the Borat stash for it. I can do it. Very nice. Love to see that as a Knights fan. But I will point out the fact that Erik Karlsson apparently was booed in his own building during their home opener at the San Jose Sharks. Wow. It was announced like all over Twitter, and people were trying to fight it. But I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Agreed.
I mean, I understand his contract is hot garbage, but I don't know, to boo your own player at your home opener, that's some non classy shit, personally.
I mean, you also got averaging a goal and a half, 6 goals in 4 games. That's not going to do you any good. But I
thought you were saying that for Erik Karlsson. I was like, holy
no,
shit,
no,
really?
for the Sharks, for sure. So we got all that, and I mean, I think the other thing that I don't think I expected personally, at least to start the year, and I mean, this kind of getting transitions into things, is Wild are 0-2.
Yeah,
they've let up 7 goals in 2 games in a row, and you got Mr. Marc-Andre Fleury, who got Cam Talbot basically kicked out of Minnesota for doing nothing wrong. And boy, those are some rough goalie stats to look at right now.
I have the stats right here. I got to pull them up. It's actually tweeted this. Marc-Andre Fleury has allowed 11 goals for an 8.37 goals against average and a .776 save percentage in his first 2 starts with the Minnesota Wild this season. Not exactly an ideal start for the 37-year-old Tendy, who just signed a 2-year deal, 3.5 million AAV with, hold on, you ready for this? The icing on this fucking shit cake, a full no movement clause. Who the hell gives a full no movement clause to a 37-year-old goaltender? I don't even care if it's fucking Marc-Andre Fleury or another future fucking Hall of Famer. who the hell thought that was a good idea? And to push out a perfectly good Talbot, it's just it's a shit show.
You can blame the Golden Knights for him wanting that. I'll tell you that much.
I mean, that's fair, but I mean, also he at 37, he's got to understand. Like, I mean, if you ask and they'll give it to you, right? I mean, I guess you can just roll through a drive-through and ask for free food. If they happen to give it to you, then why the fuck not? You're not robbing them, right? But it's hard to say that Fleury didn't fucking rob Minnesota fans of just that bullshit contract.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at some of these frames too of these last 2 games, and he just looks old. Like some thumbnails. I'll send them to you. He looks like old. He looks like Tom Brady, how he looks now, where his like Botox is wearing off, going through the divorce, all that stuff. But yeah,
and I love Fleury, dude. For all purposes, I do think Fleury's a great dude. I think he's a phenomenal goaltender, future Hall of Famer for sure. 3 cups. And I mean, the Knights would have never even stood a ghost of a chance that first year to make it to the Stanley Cup final if it wasn't for him. I wish the best for him. I just think that at 37 years old, a 2-year contract is crazy to begin with, let alone one where you can't even fucking move him. He ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, and even more so, like to get some more context too, is like 2 games to start the season. I mean, Rangers, good, decent team. Kings, up and coming team, 7 goals each, rough. Matt Zuccarello, they asked him about it, and he goes, you can't expect to win games. You're letting 14 goals in over 2 games. He goes, sometimes we play defense like we're a fucking junior team. Yeah, the whole team, we've got to sharpen up. And then on top of that, yeah, Fleury got booed at home, letting in 4 goals on 14 shots. And he goes, yeah, I don't blame him. I boo myself. He goes, I wasn't good. I feel bad for the fans, my teammates. I got to step up. I got to be better. But they even asked him about the goal. It was like a completely long range wrist shot that just went in that he got pulled from. They asked him about it. He goes, so fucking stupid. Like, he goes, they knew the guy was far away, and I looked around, and by the time I looked back, the shot was already in the net. And was done.
He was just out of placement for a lot of those goals, to be honest with you. Like, classic Fleury fashion to be like a ninja, sliding side to side. But I don't know, man, he's not as quick as he used to be. So it's kind of realizing that he can't get back quick enough, and he probably shouldn't leave his crease as far as he does.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fun goaltending style to watch, but I mean, it's not going to age well.
Agreed. Then you got on the other side of the goaltending side, you got the savior. I say that very lightly, the savior for Toronto, and Matt Murray, who gets injured game 1. Has a hip adductor injury, out at least 4 weeks.
And he looks old, but he's actually not even that old.
Yeah, I swear, he everyone jokes he sold his soul for that cup win with Pittsburgh, and he just looks so bad since
he's
then.
only 28 years old, Tommy. He is 28 years old.
I know.
And he looks like he smokes 3 packs of Marlboro Reds a day and has a diet of 4 Loco and
maybe
Jack
he
in the
does.
Box tacos.
Maybe he does. I don't know. But you have that whole situation, and then I think Toronto's in a weird spot too with their goalie depth chart, because I believe their person that they would normally call up is I think hurt or is on the mend, and then you have Samsonov, who's your backup, who is kind of been shaky. So things are not, or I guess in true Leafs fashion, I suppose, things are going exactly the Leafs way. I mean, Samsonov is solid in those 2 games that they won that he played in, but things are never easy for the Leafs, that's for sure.
Well, okay, but to be fair, Jack Campbell is not having an awesome start in Edmonton either. He's 1-1 with a 5.98 goals against average and a .851 save percentage. I mean, it's not Fleury horrible numbers so far this season, but I mean, he's not doing too hot either.
Well, yeah, he had that one game, 3 goals against the Canucks, and then he played the Battle of Alberta. The Flames just got to him early, and he got pulled, so that's not helping.
Did you see Kadri roasting him on Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
Which is just wild, having some people saying he was taking a shot kind of at Toronto, letting both of them go ordeal. He had the Leaf logos as the emojis. Love to see it. I love the dirty cheap shots for sure. A lot of shitty goaltending to start off the year, to be honest with you. Some of these guys that were stepping up in roles that you need them to perform at least halfway decent.
Yep.
And they're shitting the bed. Except for my boy Logan Thompson. Just saying for Calder. LT for Calder.
We'll come back to this. Come back to this in March and see if he's still in the net. But yeah, I mean, that's the whole goalie debacle we're seeing lately. I mean, some other, I mean, at least notable injury, I guess, that you can really mention would be Patrick Laine. He scored a goal first game and then got that check, which wasn't even a bad check. Just his arm was in a weird spot. It like pinned his elbow between like the dasher and like the glass and the boards, and then ends up, I guess, having some sort of elbow sprain or something along those lines. He's at least 3 to 4 weeks. I know for at least me personally as a Blues fan, that was like, oh, thank God this guy doesn't have to play against the Blues in the home opener where he's going to score 5 fucking goals against us like he did that. He feels like every time he plays us, and we ended up winning. But
we were there for that, by the way.
I know we were 100%.
We were 100% there the day that Patrick Laine scored 5 goals against the St. Louis Blues, and we were up in the box and we were just drinking our sorrows away. And meanwhile, somebody in Canada wins $1 million, right?
Yep,
which
exactly.
I don't know if $1 million in Canada translates quite the same, but still, imagine it was some sort of grocery contest, right? He probably just went in to buy like a 6-pack of fucking Pilsner and some cheese curds for his
some Labatt Blue and getting some poutine ingredients, and now all of a sudden you got $1 million.
And then $1 million because Laine just fucking owned whoever was in net. I'm assuming Jake Allen at that point. Was it, or is it Benny?
I might have. I don't know. I'd have to go. I can look it up. Let me see. But I can find out.
I saw that Jake Allen's day to day though. Is he injured too, or I didn't? I'm not following completely.
I haven't heard.
Jake
quite honestly.
Allen. Let's look it up. It says day to day only because on my fantasy. Yep, Jake Allen to miss.
You picked up Jake Allen? What?
No, I didn't pick him up. I did not pick him up. Is that real though, Jake Allen? Let's do this update ordeal. Oh, on parental leave. So I guess he had a kid. Congratulations, Jake Allen.
That's another one coming. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to look at this box score still from when he blew us up. But I think I want to say, I mean, it was definitely the year that this was I think the year after the cup or year of the cup. I don't know.
It might have been the year of the cup. Honestly, Patrick Laine scores 5. All right. If you Google that, gotta see it. Patrick Laine tortures the Blues with 5 goals.
Yep. I saw that. I'm trying to find the goalie situation. Okay, I think I found it.
You just click on the video. Hold on, I'll turn the audio here.
Someone definitely got pulled. All right, we had
31.
Oh my God, this is even worse. It was
Johnson?
Yeah, it was Jake Allen and Chad Johnson.
Wow.
Blues
so where the fuck was Bennington?
Blues legend Chad Johnson.
This is the year before Bennington? Or
this is the year before Bennington. So
or
actually, no. This is the year we sucked. This was before Bennington got called up. He got called up in January. So yeah, this is right around the time when Mike Yeo was probably getting canned. I forget who was what the goalie was that got hurt. I think is why you had Chad Johnson there. But yeah, shit show of a game, 8-4. Yeah, that was rough, but we don't want to talk about that anymore.
No, but let's talk about something else we also don't want to talk about.
Yeah, no kidding.
And that's Ian Cole, right? He had some accusations, some not cool accusations that were leaked anonymously through Twitter. Jane Doe, if you will, said that she was taken advantage of in some sort of grooming type of scenario. Just gross. Absolutely horrible accusations.
I mean, it was about a week. I think a little bit over a week they put out a statement. But yeah, I mean, you have anonymous woman or Twitter account that's accusing him of, grooming him. People don't know what grooming is, like someone who's underage and setting them up to, engage with them sexually, like gross stuff as they're adult people. And then actually sexually abusing this person over 4 years while she was in high school. So that's 14 to 18. Still gross. So this is a grown-ass man who's married and has kids.
33-year-old man, I had no idea he was even still in the league, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so I mean, all this is going on, and like he's cleared, so I'm not going to comment on if he did or didn't do it at this point.
Yeah.
Like the league cleared him, couldn't get in contact with this woman. I'm sure if she were to come out and say something to the league or try and contact him, they'd be more than happy to reopen it. But with that being said, then you also have what from the offseason on top of that. I mean, this you're not going to get an NHL investigation in, but the fact that he is like cheating on his wife with I forget, a reporter, I believe. At the time, Hurricanes
what was
reporter,
that
like a year or two
season?
ago. Yeah, and then they have all that shit going on, and then you hear this, and you're just like, this guy sounds like a piece of shit, quite honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the dude personally. Obviously, St. Louis Blues legend.
I don't want to. He doesn't deserve that title.
I mean, if these accusations are true, there's definitely not anything to be taken lightly, for sure. The league feels as if his name was cleared. They said the case is closed. I mean, I hope that if that changes, then they bring that to light and they're able to listen to more victims of this kind of scenario. Because it's not good. Like, it's making hockey look bad. I mean, it goes way beyond sports or music or anything. It's just it's a humanity concern, and entertainment is secondary. Living is first, and taking care of these people and listening to people is way more important. These are things we don't fucking even like to talk about. Like, we're here to talk about hockey. I know you and me, we have these in the notes, and we're like, ooh, fuck. Like, we want to talk about fun shit. Talk about Laine scoring 5 goals on Chad Johnson, and
Speaking of that, did you see the guy behind the Blues bench in the home opener?
Was he the emos guy? Remember, it was 2 years ago. The guy dressed up like an emos guy.
Home opener. There's a penalty. They immediately pan to the coach of the team who did it and like try to get a reaction. There's this guy sitting there who has a shirt, arrow pointing up, the man, arrow pointing down, the legend.
The legend.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ,
dude. Fun fact: I've been attending the St. Louis Renaissance Festival every year for like the past 15 years, 10 to 15 years, something like that. And I've been wanting that shirt. So it says the night and it's an arrow up and it says the legend pointing down, and they have not had my size. I've literally gone as far as to emailing the people that run that event every year and being like, hey, I need this shirt. I don't think you understand. Like, yeah, nothing. But
yeah. Aside from that, side note, you mentioned Dallas, separate note. I think this is sweet, and I wish this would expand to more stadiums. They are the only stadium where you can get authentic 7-Eleven Slurpees in stadium. I think that's sick.
Hey, bring in the 7-Eleven hot dogs, the roller dogs, and now
disgusting.
We're talking. Dude, that's okay. Top 5 food: a roller dog with nacho cheese on that amazing bun from 7-Eleven.
Get me out of here.
What's up, Goons? Tyler Cash here from the Fourth Line Goon Hockey Podcast, interrupting today's episode to talk about our newest sponsor, Jesse Ray's Barbecue. Las Vegas barbecue has become a style of its own over the years. To sum it up with one word, it's perfection. Come try their award-winning slow-smoked ribs, chicken, pulled pork, hot links, and brisket. When I stopped in, I made sure I ordered the Fortress, and it was delicious. Let me tell you what, come in hungry or come with a bunch of friends because there's a lot of delicious food on that plate. They offer barbecue catering, dining in, takeout, delivery, and they also sell their award-winning barbecue sauce by the bottle. They just opened a location in Henderson at 308 North Boulder Highway. And of course, they have their original location located right behind Mandalay Bay at 5611 South Valley View Boulevard. They're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. They're open Friday and Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. For delivery, call 702-541-5546. Once again, that number is 702-541-5546. You can find them on Instagram and Twitter at Jesse Ray's Barbecue. And let me tell you what, ever since I moved out here to the desert 2 years ago, no other barbecue compares. Jesse Ray's is the real deal. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. Guess who's back? Schlafly's back. That's right, Schlafly Brewing Company is back for its second season in a row of sponsoring the Fourth Line Goon Hockey Podcast, and I, for one, could not be any more stoked. Not only is Schlafly responsible for the most delicious beer that St. Louis has to offer, but they also have their hands in some of the most rad events, such as concerts, Maplewood Market, and art outside. Make sure you're following them on social media. At Instagram, it's Schlafly Beer, and on Twitter, it's Schlafly, or of course, you can just go to their website, which is schlafly.com. That's SCHLAFLY.com, and you can keep up to date on all their most recent products and events. Now, it's getting to be my favorite time of the year when it comes to craft beer. Everyone that knows me knows I love a good pumpkin beer. I love a good stout. And let me tell you, their coffee stout is some of the best I've ever had. And they're also pumping out the raspberry Hefeweizen. I know that everyone loves that. They're a big fan. They have the real fruit infused. It's just delicious. And one could not forget their famous Oktoberfest. It's delicious. It puts all the other Oktoberfest to shame. Check it out. How you can get your hands on it is very easy. Most pubs around the St. Louis area are already going to keep it stocked, but if not, make sure you let them know to do so, or go to schlafly.com and locate how you can find yours and enjoy today. Schlafly Brewing Company. Drink Mo Beer. Are you looking to sell your home? How about finally buying your dream home? Well, then look no further than Sin City Properties and my boy Adam Neglick, the smooth skating agent from Realty One Group. This is a true story, not just an ad read. My mom recently moved halfway cross country from St. Louis, Missouri to fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, and Adam was the man. Not only did he help her find her dream home, he made sure it was a smooth transition financially. He even helped us move. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about dealing with realtors, but a lot of times they're uppity, they're hard to talk to. That's not my boy Adam. He's a beauty to talk to. He's a hockey fan. He's a great guy. So let me put you in touch with him. Go to sincityproperties.com, or you can call him at 702-335-2156. Once again, that's Adam Neglick, the smooth skating agent from Realty One Group. You can go to sincityproperties.com. You can get a free market analysis, and he'll help you find your dream home today.
Last thing I want to note, I think two people, the 3 stars of the week, McDavid was second. The two I want to talk about, number 3, Jake Ottinger, picking up where he picked up last year. He had a shutout and then let up 1 goal, or I think he shut out in 2 goals. He's got like a 97 save percentage again, some ungodly high number that the Stars just let him get battered, and I guess he just loves it. So Ottinger's picking up where he left off. They're past the Ben Bishop and what's his name? Russian guy. It's blanking. But anyway, yeah, Ottinger's their go-to guy. I think he continues this year. He's killing it for me in fantasy, which I'm loving. And then Sidney Crosby being Sidney Crosby has 2 games, 6 points, 4 goals, 2 assists. Like, not a big deal. Like, he's getting older. He's not slowing down. Like, I think he just moved to 20th on the all-time assist list, and then 19th on the all-time points list last week too. So yeah, nothing's changing there, it seems like.
A quick Google was letting me know that Jason Robertson, by the way, is still the stud that he held out for that contract. 4 points in 2 games.
There you go.
So if you're a Dallas Stars fan, not bad, right? For a second round, 39th overall pick. That's pretty wild.
And for what it's worth, I think, Tyler Seguin opening night had 3 assist game. So maybe that's making their owner a little bit happier, actually earning his contract for once. We'll see if it lasts.
So yeah, that pretty much brings us up to date. Go back and watch our last 2 episodes. They're not dated. We don't talk about any news with it. It's just our predictions for the Western and the Eastern Conference. Who's going to make playoffs? Who's not? As we mentioned earlier in this episode, I made some bold predictions that are not holding up, but it's only 3 or 4 games into the season. We will see. There is a question that we do have on Twitter that we will answer, and maybe I just threw it out there about an hour ago. So maybe we'll spend a little bit of time in depth. No, we really can't, because it's a pretty simple question. Bethany Jeffer on Twitter wants to know, is tomorrow is Calgary versus VGK? Brothers Stone versus Stone. Who do you think will record the first point? And I think that's a pretty obvious answer, considering is it Mike Stone? Is that his name? I don't know. He's a bottom pairing defenseman. He's barely in the NHL. So something tells me Mark Stone is gonna deliver that first point. Which, by the way, he's looking great. He had that game winner against LA, game 1. He's just looking like his old self, which is rad to see. He's at 2 points, 3 games, and goal and assist. I mean,
so is his brother. 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points. So how about that?
No, he's okay. So it sounds like his brother's doing better then. His brother's got 3 points.
Okay, I heard it wrong. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I'm still. I mean, you're going to be a shithead, and you're going to say his brother is going to record a point first, right?
No, I'm going to be a shithead and say neither of them record a point
in the whole game.
The whole game.
Okay, that's not a thing. That can't happen.
What do you mean? Why?
But, I mean, because it can't happen. I will talk about this though. Phil Kessel, he needs to wake up. Come on, Phil the Thrill, please do it for me, because he's only had 1 assist in 3 regular season games with the Vegas Golden Knights. He's on the top power play. He's been on that top line with Jack Eichel. I mean, come on, wake up a little bit, bud. Wake up. We don't expect Phil the Thrill from fucking 2014, right? But we can get something in there.
Well, this just goes to show you trying to pick up the sloppy scraps of the Pittsburgh Penguins doesn't do you very well. So
how did that? So I got to be honest with you. The Blues, they won 4-2, right? And it was like 2 back-to-back goals, like 19 seconds.
5-2, yeah.
Okay, how did that game go? Was there anything out of the ordinary? Did you feel confident in everything? What you saw? What would you take from that?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was played quite well. You had one goal where the puck ramped up the stick of Parayko, hit him in the nose, and he goes down, and then all of a sudden the guy's like wide open and has a tap in, and then you have another one in a freak play where he's coming toward that on a crazy severe angle, and Bennington goes to poke check him, and literally simultaneously as he goes to poke check, the guy roofs at top shelf all within 20 seconds, and then like after that the game was fine. Like Bennington looked fine, wasn't shaky, power play clicked, had all of our Russians. Buchnevich scored, Tarasenko scored twice, Barbashev scored, and you had the young guy Jake Neighbors pop in a goal too. By the way, if you didn't look it up, go watch the 5th goal that the Blues scored on the Blue Jackets. Yeah, there's a minute and a half left. Everyone's in net. It's not an empty net goal. I want to go watch that. And in my opinion, Johnny Gaudreau is fucking lazy. Go watch what happened and see how that goal was scored, and you can let me know.
Okay, fair enough. I will go back and do that after going to see this horror movie tonight. I'm excited about it. I'll give my, we're doing pretty well. We've been this is the 3rd episode now so far this season. We're getting it done. We're getting it done. Even though I'm a new dad and I got the dad stash, so I had to make sure I confirmed my dadhood with the stash.
You should have saved that for 2 weeks in Movember and get some donos going for prostate cancer.
Oh, shit, let's do it again. Can you even grow a mustache?
Yeah, you don't want to see it though, but I'll try.
Hey, let's do it. I'm down. Maybe we can get some sort of weird side bet action with it. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Go back and watch the Western and Eastern Conference, the first 2 episodes of the podcast this season. I think they're great. I think there's some hot takes, and you should roast us on us because honestly, it's been kind of quiet. We could appreciate the comments. Anything to add here at the end?
No, I think that's it. We're up to date. Yeah, enjoy the time at the top of the standings there, bud. It's not going to last.
We'll see. Hey, my final prediction, someone posted this online, and I think that this is a very valid point. And before I get into it, I want to know exactly who they're playing. But my prediction through the very first 10 games for the Vegas Golden Knights, I think they're going to go 8-1-1.
Okay.
I think they're going to come out. I truthfully think that, but it's so the loss I think is going to come tomorrow, and that's the Calgary Flames. I do think they're going to lose tomorrow.
And you're going to beat the Avalanche and the Leafs.
Yes, correct. So they have the Avalanche's number. The Leafs, who the fuck knows is going to be in net. The Jets are hot garbage. The Sharks are hot garbage. The Ducks are garbage. Then they play the Jets again at home. And then I think the last game would be the Capitals. So yeah, that would be 10 games. And you could argue the Capitals, but they're just not where they used to be. So 8-1-1. I'm throwing it out there. That's my one last bold take. And when's the next Blues game?
Tomorrow against Seattle. And I was gonna say I put money on that, but I want to feel like I'm robbing you for what it's worth.
Well, I'm not gonna take money. That's too bold of a statement, unless you gave me like ridiculous odds, honestly. So what Jaden Schwartz and Vinny Dunn revenge tour tomorrow night? Is that gonna happen? Or
so yeah, I think this is actually the first game that Schwartz has played against the Blues because he was injured last year. I mean, the Blues smoked Kraken both times they played them last year. I mean,
they smoked crack.
Yeah, unless Shane Wright and Matty Beniers can go off, like I'm probably expecting the same, but we'll see.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Cheers.
Later, everyone.